Alright, what is going on, guys? SpitefulHopes back again, coming at you with the news on Epic 7. So, Says is getting a drop rate up banner, so that's going to be an easy skip for all those that don't know. He's okay, but he ain't really that great. Maybe he'll get a buff. But either way, as you can see here, 53% chance to get an artifact, 1% chance to get Says. The thing that I don't like about drop rate up banners is, sure, you're guaranteed to get the character that that's featured and whatnot, but like you don't even have that 1.75% chance to actually get a 5-star, which I don't know. Like, if you plan to summon for Says, I still think it's probably better you just summon for summon Covenants, because at the very least you have a chance of getting an ML5, right? Alright, the drop rate up applies only to Says' banner during the event period. Players are able to use both the guaranteed drop rate up as well as regular Covenants. Moonlight heroes will not appear in guaranteed drop rate up banners. Yep. Says will have his probability increased to 1 while diminishing the probabilities of pulling any other 5-star in his banner. let me just add that in real quick. He is a Scorpio like me. He is a bit edgy little anime boy, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much he's a cleaver, assuming you can actually get the enemy to less than 50% of their HP. But once you do that, like if it's a boss, at the very least he's taking 2 turns. Well, I mean, he's dealing 2 attacks every single time. Going into it, pet system postponement, which kind of sucks. This is probably the thing that I was most hyped for, because this was supposed to be coming out sometime in the next 2 months, right? If not this month. I don't really remember. App Store update, but it is scheduled to be released. Oh, wait, hold up. Before, it was supposed to come out tomorrow, but scheduled date has been delayed by two weeks. That's actually not that bad. Okay, so I mean, I'd much rather them delay it than have it come out and then it's like a buggy mess. So, like 2 weeks is really not that long a time. Like, let's be real here, most of us have been playing this game literally every single day for the last, like, God knows how long, right? So, I don't think that 2 weeks is too bad for them to implement something that's going to be very good for quality of life. Going into it, payment system maintenance details. We would like to inform you that we will have a temporary maintenance in order to improve our payment system performance. Please note that you will not be able to make any purchases during this time. 2-hour time period, that's not that bad. Okay. I was about to say, I'm like, because the longer your pay system is down, the more money you lose, right? Players will not be able to make any purchases. Players will be able to access the other game contents normally. So you'll be able to play, you just can't buy stuff for 2 hours. So if you desperately needed to buy something tonight, just buy it now. I don't know what else to tell you, but there's nothing really of value right now, or at least there's nothing really worth buying at this time unless you really want the charm pack. Yeah, but it's not that big a deal. Hall of Trials will be opening, and the newest boss, Archdemon Mercedes, along with new exclusive equipment, await our heirs. Now, they showed us a little teaser for the new characters, right? For the new exclusive equipment, and they are as follows. It was Tywin, which I don't really think Tywin needs an exclusive equipment. Charles, who definitely doesn't need an exclusive equipment. And then I believe it was Blazing Dingo, which actually does need one. And the last one, let me see. I actually quite forgot. Forgot what the last one was. Right, Cyrillus, the big titty Halloween bitch. So she's probably gonna come back, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're releasing that along with the next event, or the Halloween event that they come out with. So it looks like we're gonna get a new chapter, which is actually pretty cool. What is this? North Fortress City Perland open. Enter stage 5-1. So this is actually pretty cool, because hopefully we can... Oh yeah. I'm bugging out. I saw the Breath of Orbis, and I'm like, hopefully we can get another Breath of Orbis, which... These are insanely valuable, especially now that I can't really get anymore, so this is going to be clutch. Breath of Orbis, Ancient Chandra, and Warrior's Armor. These are pretty good, especially for newer players, if you can just like blast through the story and just like pummel through all this and grind the hell out of this, get these stuff. Like, guaranteed 71 epic gear is definitely very good for new players. 5 new 3-star heroes added, which it should be... That's actually really cool. I read that, but I wasn't processing that in my mind properly. 5 new 3-star summonable heroes will be added to the following summons after the update on 10/17. And 5 new 3-star summonable heroes. Covenants, drop rate ups, Moonlight summon, so we're getting a new ML. Alright, so here we go. Let's just get into it. 3-star hero introductions. Let's just go straight into the skills. He looks cute. Well, he got a little anime edginess, right? He got the little scar on his face. He probably doesn't get the girl that he wants. You know, just a normal stereotypical anime boy. Punches the enemy with an 85 max 100% chance to stun for 2 turns. Alright, single target. When attacked, has a 40 max 50% chance to counterattack. That's actually pretty good. Punches the enemy with a 50% chance to use Satisfying Strike instead... To use Satisfying Strike instead of Gazelle? What the fuck is... I don't know what he's talking about. Punches the enemy with a 50% chance to use Satisfying Strike instead of Gazelle Punch. Satisfying Strike, a successful attack always results in a critical hit. Okay. That's interesting. So you have a 50% chance to... You have the 50% chance to crit on his first attack. But I mean, like, you would naturally raise the crit. I guess this is gonna be... I mean, this is a discount ML Ken, right? Yeah, this is a discount ML Ken. He's probably gonna be pretty bad. I don't know if he's gonna be good, but single target, he'll probably deal decent damage, but nowhere near as good as normal 5-star, right? Which obvious is obvious, but still. I mean, there are some 3-stars that are really good, like Momo and Falcon or Clury. I think she's okay. Kyrus has her uses. All right. Ice type attacks with a strong fist, increases the caster's combat readiness by 20%, so that's cool. Increases critical hit chance by 30% on the passive, max 50%. Okay, so you can actually just build her with like 50% crit and like a shit ton of crit damage, kind of like Cdom. Attacks all enemies with a powerful storm, decreasing combat readiness by 20% to all enemies before increasing the attack of the caster for 2 turns. Damage dealt increases proportional to the amount of the enemy's lost health. Damage dealt increases... So the more that... That's interesting. Because she deals more damage if someone had already cleaved the enemy. So you want her to, like, ideally go second after your main cleave unit. Just so that she finishes off the job. When the enemy is defeated with this skill, cooldown does not occur. Okay. That's pretty cool. I like that. That has it. I feel like that might actually have its uses. Like, as a 3-star, she's probably not going to be, like, too crazy in terms of stats. But, I feel like it might have its uses. We got another furry for those that are into that. Yo, Discord, don't ban me, but I'm not into yo type of bullshit. But, okay. As you can see here, Fire Unit 3-star releases energy to all allies, increasing attack for 2 turns before increasing the speed of the caster for 2 turns. Attacks the enemy with wind pressure, activates wind pressure again when an enemy is defeated. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's speed. This is interesting. Does he get another turn if with his soul burn? Oh no, he does not. Okay. Yeah, as you can see here, the soul burn is on his first attack. Smashes the enemy with their knee with an 80% chance to decrease hit chance for 1 turn. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's speed. So you want him to be really, really fast. But he's kind of weird because you want him to go first to increase your attack for 2 turns. He increases his own speed for 2 turns, and then on top of that, he's gonna need a second turn in order to deal damage. But it looks like you will actually have some utility with this character. Like, you have AoE on his second SA, and you have a chance to decrease hit chance for 1 turn. That's gonna be pretty okay for like he's a fire unit, so I could see him being somewhat useful in Golem. Yeah, I think he has his uses in Golem. Like, I want to see the cooldown on this wind pressure. If it's really high, then in Golem, like, he'll mainly be doing his S3 and then just spamming his S1. And since he's very, very fast, right, you even when the little branch dude cleanses the Golem, you'll at the very least, like, almost always have him under a decreased hit chance. Okay, and the mysterious Golem who stops people from entering certain cities, the first ML3 star we're going to go over. Releases strong energy dispelling all debuffs inflicted on the caster before granting a barrier and immunity for 2 turns. Barrier strength increases proportional to the caster's max health. What's interesting here is that it dispels all debuffs from yourself, like only him, right? That's interesting. I mean, he doesn't take an extra turn. Oh, I like this. Receives 10% of damage taken by an ally in their place. Only the highest damage distribution effect will be applied. Increases max health by 10, max 20%. So he pretty much has a built-in Aureus, dispels all his debuffs, And he gives himself a barrier and immunity for 2 turns. Okay, that's pretty cool. That actually sounds pretty interesting. Strongly knees the enemy with a 75% chance each to provoke for 1 turn. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. I'm kind of sad this doesn't go higher. 75% is really risky. And you can soul burn, so I'm assuming that this gets soul burn into a 100% chance. But like requiring 20 souls, that's kind of harsh. All right, so the Dark ML3 star. Batiste gained incredible power after using his teacher, Hatan, and other companions to obtain the fighter's mask. Intoxicated by that power, he murdered them all, except for Hatan, and disappeared. As time passed, the power of the mask gave him grew stronger, but in return, his sense of self became increasingly blurred. Attacks the enemy with blindingly fast speed. When used against the enemy with decreased attack, decreases defense for 2 turns. When used against enemy with decreased attack, decreases defense for 2 turns. Does he decrease their attack as well? With 2 soul burns, I would not be surprised if this... What the hell? Oh, okay, never mind. I just read the passive. That is crazy. Okay, at the start of turn, 100% chance to decrease the attack of the enemy with the highest combat readiness for 2 turns. And then on top of that, you can hit the enemy in the face. His S1 goes, when used against an enemy inflicted with decreased attack, activates Rock Smash. Rock Smash attacks all enemies. So you pretty much do an AoE with his S1 if you actually use this on an enemy with decreased attack. Or if you want to just start up with the S3, which you probably will, attacks the enemy with blindingly fast speed. When used against an enemy with decreased attack, decreases defense for 2 turns. And as you can see here, it decreases attack for 2 turns. So even if the enemy does get the, even if the enemy does get a turn, as long as it's not someone like Sedom or Surmia who takes an extra turn, you'll be able to decrease their defense pretty much guaranteed, assuming you get the effective resistance check, the effect to effect resistance check. Okay, so I mean, I think that this guy actually might be pretty good. I feel like he might actually have its uses. To be honest, I feel like his skill set seems more in tune for like being able to be useful in PvE and PvP, because it's the enemy with the highest combat readiness. It's not with the person if they have the highest combat readiness, right? So every time he gets a turn, he has a chance to decrease their attack. That's really cool. I like that. The Hall of Trials official opening, I'm actually really interested in how Archdemon's gonna be. If she's gonna be like her counterpart in 1010, or if she's gonna be like a whole new boss with a whole new set of mechanics. I'm more interested to see what goes on with that, because Kayron is pretty much just Kayron. It doesn't really matter too much. He doesn't even get his passive besides him already being kind of immortal. Okay. Okay. Don't care. New boss. First wave, October 21st. Ranger heroes are granted increase in attack. Increases damage suffered by fire heroes by 50%. So you don't want to bring fire heroes. Okay, got it. Immune from decrease hit chance debuff. Okay. Increases damage suffered by boss monsters inflicted with decreased speed by 50%. So you want to decrease their speed and then just wail on them with your Seaside Bolognas. New exclusive equipment added. Exclusive equipment for the force. We got the information for the equipment. Okay. Blaze Dingo. Hellfire defense 7 to 14%. Okay, so it's defense. I actually would have thought that they would have went with attack percent, but I mean, making him a little tankier is definitely not a bad thing. Like the issue with Blaze Dingo is that you build him with like a high attack percent, but you can't really build. I mean, I guess if you have the gear, you'll build him with some crit damage, but you lose the effectiveness of your healing with your lower attack, right? Or I might be wrong. Sacred Power grants the caster increased attack. You know what? Let me actually pull up my Blaze Dingo. I'm pretty sure this is S1, 2, and 3. I don't want to go over it for too long. That's my Blaze Dildo. Did I throw him away? No, I didn't throw him away. I was about to say I pulled so many dupes of this guy. Okay. Yeah. So Sacred Power is 3. All right. So let's quickly go over what the changes do. When a critical hit is made with punishment, his S1 dispels 1 debuff inflicted on the caster and the ally with the lowest health. Attacks an enemy with a sharp dagger, healing the ally with the lowest health. Okay, so if he crits, he's going to heal the ally with the lowest health as well as dispelling 1 debuff on the caster. So if you have decreased attack or decreased defense, whatever debuff you have on Blaze Dingo, he'll pretty much cleanse himself. That's pretty cool. I like that. A Divine Punishment attacks all enemies with a giant gauntlet, healing the ally with the lowest health. Amount recovered increases proportional to the damage dealt. Oh, never mind. So pretty much you can build him with crit damage. My bad, I was completely off. That is completely my bad. Okay. Increases defense of the caster for 2 turns when using Divine Punishment. So you're gonna deal an AoE, deal a pretty good amount of damage, assuming you actually build him that way. And then on top of that, you're gonna get a defense buff, which that's not bad. Sacred Power heals an ally with the cast. Heals an ally and the caster with Sacred Power, granting invincibility for 1 turn and increasing attack for 2 turns. Amount recovered increases proportional to the caster's attack. Oh, that's the one I was thinking of. Extends the duration of Sacred Power granted to the caster by 1 turn and grants an extra turn. So you get to take an extra turn on top of that. So what you'll be able to do is grants the caster increased attack greater for 2 turns when using Sacred Power. So what this will do is you'll heal the ally, you'll heal an ally, give them attack, give yourself greater attack, give each of you invincibility, and take an extra turn. And that'll last for 3 turns, the attack buff. If you soul burn, take an extra turn and then AoE the shit out of your opponents. I like that more. I'm not gonna lie, this actually makes me want to build up my Blaze Dildo. Like, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so Justice Mask, this is going to be for little Charlie Brown. Alright, let's pull up my Charlie. Okay, so Justice Mask attack 7 to 14%. Okay, so he got attack buff. Okay. Alright, so this is to his S1 and his S3. Let's see his S3. Dispels all debuffs inflicted on the caster after using Faithful Strike. Okay, that's interesting because if... the reason that's interesting is attacks all enemies with a Sword Storm, increases attack of allies for 2 turns. Additionally increases defense of the caster for 2 turns. When there are 3 or fewer enemies, damage dealt increases as enemies become fewer. Crazy high multipliers on this. The reason that I do not like that it says after using Faithful Strike is if I'm reading this properly and the wording is as it says, this also means that if Seaside Bologna actually gets like a disable buffs from being put on the caster, he doesn't cleanse himself before increasing the attack and defense, right? So he won't be able to get his attack and defense buff. Now, sure, like, you'll dispel your debuff if you have like decreased hit chance or whatever, but this is after the strike goes off. I want to know how this actually works. I'm not sure on the stack. I play more Magic the Gathering and there's always like a stack on how everything resolves. So I'm interested to see how that resolves. Okay, so chance of activating smash increases. Okay, a chance of decreasing attack increases by... Chance of decreasing attack increases by 15% and damage dealt increases by 10% when using slash. So what does that go to? Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that this is right. Okay, so attacks with a giant sword with a 60% chance to decrease attack would go to 75 and increases the damage dealt from your S1. Or you can have the chance of activating smash increases by 10% when using a slash. That 10% is pretty big because it's a 25% chance to activate smash. So 1 in 4 chance to activate smash, 50% chance when 50% chance if the enemy is buffed. But I'm also interested to see if this goes to 35 and then 70, or if it goes to 35 and then 60, right? Depends on how this actually gets applied. Because since this doesn't really change, damn it, I don't have anybody that actually uses exclusive equipment built up, I don't think. Who has exclusive equipment? I don't think. Yeah, I don't have anybody that uses exclusive equipment right now. And I can't use exclusive equipment until later. Yeah, hero must be 5-star awakened. Yeah, okay. But, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so this is definitely going to be very interesting because Smash is really, really, really freaking strong. Attacks the enemy repeatedly with a giant sword with a 100% chance to dispel all buffs, obviously effect resistance chance. Damage dealt increases proportional to the number of buffs granted to the caster. So if the caster is buffed, even if they have buffs that aren't really increasing their defense or mitigating damage, like DN, like have with the critical damage, like you're gonna be dealing more damage to them. And like a DPS unit with like a crit buff and attack buff would would get pummeled. Like, I mean. Okay, so let's check out what Tywin has. Increases health by 7 to 14%. That's pretty good. Let's go to my Tywin. I do have him awakened, so I do have his whatever that thing is called. Oh no, they buffed the commanding shout! Okay. Yo, okay. That's crazy. Alright. Alright, 3-turn cooldown. Grants increased attack and critical hit chance to the caster and ally for 2 turns. And increases combat readiness by 30%. With this effect, it would go up to 50% chance for Tywin's combat readiness and the ally by 30%. That's pretty damn good, if I could say so myself. Attacks with a sword storm with a 50% goes up to 1525. With a 75% chance to dispel 1 buff. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. Dispels 1 more buff when using sword storm. Oh, dispels 2 buffs instead of 1. That's actually pretty good. I'm interested to see if this would trigger another check. Like, if you could... Like, would it be 75% chance to trigger once and dispel 2? Or would it trigger 2 times? Like, the way that it's worded here, I would assume that it only triggers 1 time, but would take off 2 buffs if the effectiveness is enough to bypass their effect resistance, right? Okay, let's go. Decreases cooldown of all-out attack by 1 turn when a buff is dispelled with Sword Storm. Oh, but it has to be dispelled, so you would have to build him with a little bit... Oh no, you build him with effectiveness anyways! Oh, that's pretty good. Commanding Shout has a 4-turn cooldown, and if you use this and you actually trigger the dispelled buff, you might want to just use your S1 on someone that's buffed that you know that you will bypass, like that you'll break their effector's resistance just to bring your all-out attack. Oh my god, okay. That's pretty good. I like this. Attacks all enemies again after a sword storm with a 100% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns and increase defense of the caster for 3 turns. Like, if you do this, you get increased defense, you decrease their defense, and then on top of that, you're most likely, like, 3 out of 4 times, you're triggering someone getting their buffs dispelled if they even have buffs, because you're cleaving, right? And then on top of that, you'll decrease the cooldown of all-out attack by 1 turn. So he's pretty much going to always have his all-out attack on standby as soon as his defense buff wears out. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay. I don't think that... I mean, these are definitely huge, significant buffs to the characters, but I don't think any of this is, like, completely broken, right? I was expecting something... I was expecting to completely break these characters, but, I mean, it is what it is. What the hell? Oh, okay, and Yuna is going to be purchasable now. Yuna was given to us for free a couple weeks ago, and seeing it actually purchasable is good, especially for those that are starting the game now. So that's, like, one way to... I love the way that they reward veteran players. I think that it's really cool that they do that. And, like, their compensation is, like, by far some of the best. They improved the text... They improved the wording for the Hall of Trials, says drop rate up, improvements and others. 4-star hero Cirilla will be improved. She's probably coming back. Let's see if they say anything on that. Oh. An issue where the counterattack chance for the 4-star hero Purgus' skill get lost was not improved after the skill enhance will be fixed. An issue where the awakened before description of the 3-star hero Gunther incorrectly lists bleed as an effect will be fixed. An issue that caused the 5-star hero Seaside Bologna and the supporter to share the damage received when Seaside Bologna is placed in the front row will be fixed. An issue where the skills description stun probability for Wandering Punisher skill light emissions was not applied correctly at stage 4. Okay, who cares? I'm trying to see if there's anything remotely important here. Exclusive equipment, artifacts. Exclusive equipment added to the Alchemist Steeple. Okay, so pretty much after a while, they're just going to add everything to the Alchemist Steeple. I mean, this was pretty much like... I mean, we pretty much assumed that it would eventually come to the Steeple, but 100% knowing that it will be coming to the Steeple is great. The artifact's overall description will be improved for better understanding. Battle... I'm trying to see anything that's like more interesting. Skystone shop. You shouldn't even be doing that. Automaton Tower second distribution notice. The compensation will be delivered to your in-game mailbox if you access Epic 7 during this time, starting tomorrow until the 31st. So by the 18th or 19th, you should all be able to get whatever's coming to you. Other convenience changes. The line breaks shown in the skill reset pop-up window will be improved. The text that appears in the pop-up window after a player has tapped the reset skill while their inventory is full will be fixed. The text go on the map will be replaced with an arrow, AOS. Side story, okay. The side story, the shadow of Ravenwing Manor awaits our heirs. The haunted manor is waiting for you to step inside. Like I said, I was pretty sure that we were going to get Sorella, I don't even know. Big titty bimbo bitch, you know what I'm saying? She'll probably be coming back, and yeah, this is pretty much confirmation, right? I don't think I can... Oh, I can click? Oh, okay, never mind. Thought we were going to get information on that. But, and possibly haste with the Halloween event. Oh, yeah, he might get a drop right up banner just based on this, I guess. I was kind of hoping for a limited character. It'd be kind of cool if they do like a... Hold up. I have haste. Let me see haste. Is this art different? Where the hell's my haste at? Oh, oops. I haven't leveled them up yet. There we go. Okay, never mind. I was hoping that this was like a different art. Alright, I mean, okay. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that this would be like the Halloween character, like Halloween Haste, kind of like Seaside Bologna, or any other alternatives. I don't really know any other alternatives besides Seaside Bologna, to be honest. That's not an ML. But, I mean, I guess that'll conclude it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Kind of long. These videos are always really long, but they always have like crazy updates and stuff that, in my opinion, is so... sick. Like, I wish BBS would do this. But I guess I will leave it at that. You know, this guy's grind on, catch my pen, stay blessed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. At least we kept it under 30 minutes this time. God damn, bro. Yo, Smog, y'all need to chill.